Welcome back, my friends. My name is Eric. This is Awesome Gaming, and we're back with some Pathfinder. Wrath of the Righteous. Now, we were originally waiting on a DLC to hit that was going to update how the Crusade mechanics went and unit balance and that sort of stuff, and which happens to be right where we were. So we waited, and then the DLC got delayed, and then I got distracted. And so we didn't get back to it right away. However, with our Solasta save being broken at the moment, I thought maybe now was time to jump back in and get something else going. You know, we're waiting on a DLC for Mech Warrior, you know, I say Solasta happens to be broke as well after its most recent DLC. So it's all about DLCs lately. But let's go ahead. I think what we're supposed to do is talk to somebody and learn how to do this. The fight for Cannabis is over. Hero has received the honor she deserves. Waiting in the tent to explain to the commander the task she has been sent. Meanwhile, the commander has time to personally evaluate. Okay, so we've done that. So now, fight objective Dresren. Between the two cities, there are miles and miles of land made by the claws of the abyss. Crusade quests. Okay. Laymen believe that a military commander's success is built on their intellect, insight, or personal courage. However, these qualities are useless if the leader lacks the one that matters most: unshakable authority among the rank and file. Okay. We have to wipe out a band of cultists and find the lost relic of the Crusaders. Ask Irbeth how the scabbard for family. Okay. All right. So I think the last chapter to complete the quest, or it will fail afterward. I assume that we're going to. Well, let's go talk to the Queen. I think that's what we need to do. So where's our map here? Ember, Lan. Field medic, chapel tent, commander's tent. I think that's where we need to go. All right, let's go see what we got going on. I think all we have to do is essentially talk to the Queen and learn how the Crusade works. I guess we could talk to Irbeth quickly about that quest. Queen, all right. All right, the Queen greets you with a stare. She's dropped the pompous air with which she announced the 5th Crusade. Appears calm and thoughtful. She's made her move and now awaits her opponent's reply.
Commander, I'm satisfied with the troop review, but I do not expect they will be sufficient for the task. You will have to prove yourself a shrewd leader and hire the necessary troops with the provided funds.
Okay.
I have chosen a target for your campaign, and that target is Dresden, our lost outpost within the World Wound. The Sword of Valor was kept there, a banner that was once carried by Iomedae herself. Our greatest relic was lost when the city fell. I should make one thing clear from the start. The Sword of Valor is no mere symbol, but a powerful weapon against demons. The holiness of the banner weakens them and robs them of one of their most dangerous abilities, teleportation.
Good to know.
A forced march to Dresden awaits you. The Sword of Valor is kept somewhere within the Citadel. The demons probably think it's a hunting trophy. Its recovery is just as important as retaking the city itself. I hope the task is clear. I'm sending 2 specialists to help you, along with the soldiers. A historian, Nura Denduar, and a cleric, Soziel Vainik.
Okay. She nods to the human man and the young halfling woman next to her.
One of the famous inquisitors of the Church of Iomedae also wants to talk to you. The Honorable Leota, whom everyone calls Hawkblade.
Wasn't there a, Michael Moorcock hero called Hawkblade, part of his Eternal Hero series?
I do not wish to keep you, Commander. The matter I must discuss with you is extremely important, but it is not directly related to the Crusade. You no doubt wish to meet your new comrades and speak with Her Majesty. Therefore, I shall leave you now, but I ask that you seek me out in the camp at your earliest convenience.
Okay.
Hi! Listen, it's amazing here. It's like I'm in a ballad. There's knights in shining armor, deadly dangers, glorious feats. We are going to show those demons! I'm so tired of sitting in a library reading books about history. It's time I took part in it!
So it's the exact same characters are barred from the first game? Because we didn't have an annoying high-pitched halfling excited about the world? Okay, fair enough.
I'm glad to help our cause, Commander. If you have some time later, I'd like to speak with you further.
You'll have plenty of time to talk. You're the Knight Commander's people now, her trusted advisors and companions. Now then, will you please leave us? Irabeth, you can go too.
All right, when we met at the Defender's Heart, I never imagined you'd make me the commander of the New Crusade.
Some actions may be deemed bold, or even extreme, and beyond those, there are some you might call the Queen's last resort. I am not a simple monarch. I am at war with the Abyss, a war which has lasted over 100 years. I cannot allow myself the luxury of caution. In you, I see a chance, and I am willing to stake everything on it.
I wonder if we can change that so the audio doesn't cut out when we click away. I'm just trying to move us up so we're positioned a little bit better above the deal there. All right. I'm at war with the Abyss, which lasts 100 years. Yeah, okay.
However, you cannot blame me for putting you in charge of the Crusade. I only formalized what had already happened in the hearts and minds of many. People spoke of the power that descended upon you and helped you save the Wardstones from corruption and total destruction. Word of this feat quickly spread far beyond the borders of Mendev. There was no other person who could better fit the role of Knight Commander of the Fifth Crusade.
Okay. Did you know that the souls of angels from heaven are confined in the Wardstone?
I had guessed as much. Many angels fought alongside us in the First Crusade. Heaven was unable to mobilize its full might to aid us, but individual Celestials volunteered to fight for our cause. Then one day, they all vanished, saying that they were setting off on an important mission. Not long after, Iomede's herald erected the first Wardstone in Kenobris, and then the others in cities across Mendev. Even back then, I had nagging doubts, but my faith in Iomede easily assuaged them. It is for us to serve the goddess after all, not to question her works. Nevertheless, I am pleased that you solved the mystery of the Wardstone in Kenobris, and were able to save this gift of Iomede. It was a deed worthy of a Knight Commander of the Fifth Crusade.
You should know I received an unusual gift from the caves beneath Kenobris. In a vision, I saw the death of an angel called Lariel. Somehow he was able to grant me the ability to reveal the light of heaven.
Lariel. I knew him. He disappeared shortly before the world wound grew, and Dresden fell into the enemy's hands. In the chaos, we had more important concerns than investigating the fate of a single angel. Even one so righteous and beloved as Lariel. And afterward, matters took a turn for the worse. The angels left us to go on their special mission. It is so strange to hear the names I used to hear when I was young, like getting a message from the past. It is sad news, but it brings me back to the times when we strongly believed in our victory, and we rushed headlong toward it without fear. Could it be that such times have come again?
All right, let's see. I have some questions about my mission to retake Dresden.
Of course. I shall answer.
How did the demons manage to conquer Dresden?
That's a good question. Its walls were built by dwarf craftsmen, and the power of the Sword of Valor protected the city. Alas, where raging hordes failed, a single lying tongue was all they needed to succeed. The demoness Minago convinced a young and ambitious crusader named Staunton Vane. that the banner belonged on the battlefield. He went on a daring and unapproved raid, and the banner ended up in the enemy's hands. The city fell soon after. Ever since then, for 7 decades, it has served as a citadel for the forces of the Abyss.
Staunton Vane. I saw him at the Grey Garrison. He defected to the demon side.
Oh, really? I wasn't informed of this. After Dresden fell because of Staunton, he was nearly sentenced to death. He deserved it. In wartime, men are hanged for far less. But you have no idea what a terrible sight it is. A raging crowd of crusaders baying for blood. Never have my fighters looked so much like the demons we are fighting. I commuted Staunton's sentence and stripped him of his rank. Not just for him, but for my army and my country. We are not Hell Knights. We do not maintain discipline with public executions.
All right. I'm trying to remember what we are. It's been so long since I played. We could go chaotic. I don't think there's been a lot of good chaos. I believe we're like, are we chaotic good or chaotic neutral? I don't remember. We're not lawful, I don't believe. Let him go. That way he would either change his life for the better, realize he had no one to blame. Or we could go good. I can't believe no one decided to punish him unofficially. That could balance out some of the good stuff we've done in the past. We could just skip making a choice at all right now and just pick this one, because I don't remember exactly what our alignment is. It's been so long since I played. Let's just go for this one. Past is the past. What matters now is he's fighting on their side. Expect we'll meet him in Dresden.
The past is given to us to learn from, and to avoid making the same mistakes. But you're right about one thing. I am sure we shall hear more from this twice-turned traitor.
What forces are at my disposal?
Everyone we saw today at the parade. First among them, the Eagle Watch, who remain a powerful force thanks to Irabeth's resourcefulness. Also marching with you are several minor knightly orders, as the minor volunteer units like to be called. And finally, I have personally selected some recruits from Nerosian. They have little in the way of battle experience, but great determination and a thirst to prove themselves. I've always thought that an army benefits from at least one such unit.
Okay.
These forces, as I said, are not enough for a march on Dresden. You will have to hire additional troops with the funds that have been provided to you. But for a brave commander, and I hope you are one, that is just the beginning. If you retake Dresden, recover the holy power of the Sword of Valor, and gain a foothold in the region, then new armies will join under your banner. The Fifth Crusade is only beginning. Many battles and victories lie ahead.
All right, it's been decades. No one has managed to retake the city. Why do you think we're different?
We have a chance now that we haven't seen in decades. But it's more than that. You created this chance for us by foiling the demon's plans in Canabris. The army who attacked the city came straight from Dresden. Demon hordes from the Abyss are usually encamped there, but many of them perished on the streets of Canabris.
Okay, so we've taken out some of their forces from that attack. All right.
We must attack swiftly before they can restore their forces. When the city is free and the Sword of Valor appears before our soldiers, they won't be sending in any more reinforcements. Demons cannot teleport into an area protected by the banner of the goddess.
Okay, so we're gonna have to get in and get the sword, it sounds like. All right, no more
Wonderful.
questions. And what is it you're going to do?
Overlooking a spot of insubordination just at the moment. However, I shall answer you. I shall prepare the defenses at Nerosian and all the other border cities and plan the future of the Fifth Crusade. Does that satisfy your curiosity, Knight Commander?
Okay, so we can go good, which is the Angel Mythic Path, which we've done a little bit of. We can't do this one because we don't have the lawful one. We won't be pushing to that. Chosen Campaign is the hope of the Crusade and the blessing Owlcat may carry device. Okay, well, we'll give it a try.
I hear a polite attempt to appeal to the conscience of an old sovereign. I don't know if you realize what you're suggesting. If our enemies in the depths of the wound were to discover that I was with your army, they would immediately send their most vicious demons to attack. They would stop at nothing to be rid of me, and thereby sow chaos across Mendev. But you are right. I shouldn't be sitting it out in the rear. I am a warrior queen, and a queen of warriors. Yet my fighters have forgotten what I look like. Fine. I shall join the Crusade, but on my own terms. First, I shall assemble my entourage and lead the parade out of the camp. I shall catch up with you later, along with a few hand-picked bodyguards. We'll change our armor, and I'll become a knight of a minor order and join the troops incognito.
All right.
Until we approach Dresden, no one should know I am among you. But before we storm the city, I shall show myself to the troops and join the battle. Let it be a surprise for the demons. I hope you won't complain of my company on the road, Commander, since you were the one who insisted upon it. Do you have any other questions?
Nope. Task is clear.
Splendid. Ah, yes. We have one final matter to attend to. It should be rather enjoyable. Count, there you are. You received my instruction?
I did, though I did not have time to read the thing before I was dragged before your majesty. In truth, I was readying myself to depart.
No matter. I trust you will forgive your sovereign for the rather brusque summons, especially when you learn what prompted it. As you are aware, she has recently been appointed my Knight Commander of the Fifth Crusade. I spent a long while pondering whom to appoint to the highly sensitive post of Commander's Field Attaché and Advisor Plenipotentiary without portfolio. Congratulations, Count.
He's been appointed Commander's Field Attaché and Advisor Plenipotentiary. Okay. That's good. I liked him. I like that character.
It is a great honor, I suppose.
We'll go Chaos. What a wonderful gesture. I imagine our dear Count would have been inconsolable if he hadn't given this chance to serve the common cause.
I knew you would approve, Commander.
And we performed. So we've done a good and a chaotic action.
I had my doubts about whether you were ready for such a responsibility, Count. But your conduct in Kenobris has put my mind at ease. So, you will travel with the troops to Dresden. Only the commander may remove you from your post. But I trust that you will dutifully fulfill her orders and make a good showing of yourself. Especially since word of your appointment, Count, will reach the court at any moment. All of Mendev's nobility will be following your successes in service to the nation, including all of your devoted admirers. I even heard that one bard with whom you are particularly friendly has already begun composing a ballad to honor your heroic participation in the Crusade and your faithful service to the commander here.
Your largesse truly knows no bounds, dear cousin. I am most gratified by the honor you have shown me.
Then let's get going. May Ayomade help us.
All right, preparations are finished. The road to the World Wound awaits. Okay, let's go ahead and check here real fast. So beginning of the long road we've completed. So Banner of the Citadel. While the world burns, talk to Inquisitor Leotar. Okay. A farewell. Okay. Which... Okay. See what Aniva has to say. So tell me straight, how'd that brawl at Grey Garrison end? I heard rumors, of course. That's kind of my job, you know. You've no idea what cobblers the Crusaders say about you. Some say that Ayomade came to you and appointed you her herald. Others say you died, and honest to God's angel is now leading the army disguised as you. Still others say it was just an explosion at Alchemist Lab, and I'm the one spreading rumors about your powers. But you know, you really have changed since the Grey Garrison. It's hard to describe, but you've been kind of, I'm going to say, more stately. More dangerous. I have a gut instinct about these things. If I didn't, I'd be dead. You're dangerous, Commander, and by Desna, I hope you'll be dangerous for our enemies and not to us, or to yourself. Tell me about yourself. I'd be happy, but there's nothing to tell. What's so interesting about me? Where are you from? Nowhere. It's blown in by the wind and found in a cabbage patch. Old habit of mine. I don't like bragging about my past, but you saved my skin, so I guess I kind of owe it to you not to clown around. I'm from an Idal, and I wouldn't wish my homeland on my worst enemy. You've heard of the place, I'm sure, ruled by monsters that aren't alive nor dead, and the official religion is the cult of Zon-Kuthon. I grew up in a slum, like a weed between the cobblestones. I didn't have a dad, but I have lots of aunts and uncles. My mom's cronies. No prize for guessing what kind of business she's involved in. They gave me a set of lockpicks as soon as I could hold a spoon, and while other kids were picking their noses, I was picking pockets. When I was 12, the monks of the Silent Shroud came for us. Creepy guys with their mouths sewn shut, like they're the guards of Nizrak. Mom gave me to her friends, and we hid in a secret temple of Desna. I never saw my mom again. I lay low in the temple for the next few years, kept my head down, washed floors, fetched water, listened to sermons. Funny thing, after a while, I started liking Desna's teaching. But as soon as I was old enough, I was out of there. I left Nadal and got as far away as I could. Quite the ragtag group you've got here, from nobles to street thieves. Got that right. Only the best for you. What do you do if the knights and nobles fail to save the world? The lowlifes are your only hope. Good enough. All right, let's see if we can figure out how to get into the actual fight here. Because we're supposed to be learning how the crusade works, and we haven't got to that yet. All right, now that the trouble in Canabria has passed, it's time to visit the camp. Okay. Ember. Yeah, I'm not really sure where I'm supposed to be going. I mean, it'd be nice if they... Let's see, what is that one? Guess we could talk to Irabeth. Allow me to say something before you. This wasn't a war. It was agony drawn out over decades. No one believed in victory. When the demons attacked the city, for some it was relief. At least the end had come. They laid down their weapons and surrendered without a fight. I felt the same thing, but I somehow got through on stubbornness and the vague hope that if nobody found Aniva's body, she might, by some miracle, have survived. And that miracle was you. You returned my beloved to me, and I nearly lost all hope of seeing her alive again. Then you went on a suicide mission to the Great Garrison when the city backforced. You turned a defeat into a victory. I know it wasn't easy, but you make everything seem so effortless. You do everything just like that, okay? Queen believes in your powers too, but for me, they're just more proof of what I felt that day when I saw Aniva alive standing next to you. You're the miracle we've been waiting for. You're the one who will finally put an end to the terrible war, and in spite of everything, deliver us the victory we so desperately need. With you, I'm sure this crusade will achieve what others cannot. I found a scabbard with your name on it, with your family name on it in the Great Garrison. We have a quest for that. The scabbard held the solemn hour, my family sword. My father once fought with it, and I took it when I left home to become a paladin. Alas, it was not stolen. I parted with my heirloom willingly to help someone dear to me. Anivia needed expensive healing, and having no other way to procure the money, I pawned my father's sword. I think he would have understood. I'm sure he would have given up everything to help the family. All right, so we've given her the scabbard. I hope to redeem the solemn hour eventually, but there was never enough money, and soon the sword disappeared from the pawn shop altogether. I have no idea who took it. Seems like I have to part with my father's sword forever. Is Aniva sick? It's a private matter, so I say everything's fine now. Treatment's costly is worth it. You had the order's coffers at your disposal. How can you even suggest that? Okay. All right, so it turns out the Queen has her head of a counterintelligence watching... hold on. My parents were loyal servants, yet I wasn't enough to earn them a title or coat of arms. Still, however humble her name might be, it was worth something. I don't know if I'll ever see the solemn hour again, but at least I have it scabbard back, thank you. So it turns out the Queen has her head of counterintelligence watching me. I wonder why. You think the Queen doesn't trust you? If that were true, she would have put you in charge of this... She wouldn't have put you in charge of this army. My main task is to be your advisor until you gain enough experience as commander. As for counterintelligence, Aniva and I were tasked with keeping an eye on your inner circle. But you're not under suspicion. You're under our protection. All right, where can we get more soldiers? We begin the march on Dresden. We chose speed over numbers. If I order more volunteers to be recruited, they simply won't arrive in time. We could pay mages to deliver troops to camp, except I doubt our army's coffers could afford that. We can spare 7,500 coins. I will see to our reinforcements. Well, we'll say later, because we don't know what we have yet. Okay. So we finished a quest. I do quickly want to check to see what our... We are chaotic neutral. Okay, so I was remembering that correctly. And we have done some stuff, so we are kind of slowly You know, we did a couple good things, but we're still firmly within chaotic neutral. But we will probably need to do the occasional evil thing to kind of balance out some of these good things we've done. Unless that's where we decide we want to go. You know, it's definitely possible. Let's check our mythic path here. So, mythic hero. Your mythic powers allow you to bypass damage reduction. Okay. Mythic characters draw their powers from death. You can channel negative energy to deal damage to living creatures or heal undead creatures. Okay. Channeling energy causes a burst that either heals all undead creatures or damages all living creatures in a 30-foot radius. Damage dealt or healed is equal to 2d6 plus 1d6 per mythic rank. So we're doing 3d6 at the moment, right? Because we're 1, mythic rank 1. Creatures will take damage from channeled energy, receive a will save to have it. Okay. Second mythic length, those characters gain greater magic. Okay, well, let's worry about that. Deal damage to living creatures or heal undead. That's the same thing. I assume we have one for healing and one for killing. And limitless rage. Your rage knows neither limits nor bounds. You no longer have a limited amount of rage rounds per day. Okay. All right, so we got that going on. Summary, Spell Eater. Right, we're a Barbarian Spell Eater? Is that correct? I mean, we're clearly a Spell Eater. Tap into the powers of their bloodline in order to heal damage as it comes, and can even cannibalize their own magical energy or heal more damage and continue taking the fight to the enemy. Okay. All right. It's been a while since we played this. It's been a long time since we played this. So I'm jumping back into it and figuring out what we've got. Okay. And we are Dhampir, so half living children of vampires. Did it give us fast movement, Bloodrager, atheism, warrior the Linborn? Okay. All right. Back to our journal. So we took care of that. So we still need this. Looking for him. Wait for Khaleesi's schemes to be done. Trendalev's scale shed some light. To learn the full story, find something else. Okay. Talk to Nenio. The name itself hints that there's nothing of interest, but not for Nenio, who claims that her nose is in... Okay. The League of Inspiring Cart. And that's one we just got, right? Elon and his friends rushed from camp to aid Canebras during the demon account. When the city is no longer in danger, it'll be time to visit the camp. The ring must be there. Okay. Inquisitor. Farewell. Young Cleric. And the opening. Okay. Again, I'm still not 100% sure what I'm supposed to be doing. I guess we could walk into Tirabad's tent here and see if there's something in there. Okay, doesn't look like it. All right, Nura Dundavar. All right, so this is one of the people we, and not here. Oh, right there. There she is. Knight Commander, how can I help you? There's much I can do. Just ask. You've probably heard about the wound I have, the one that sometimes opens my chest. Can you perhaps tell me it's some kind of demonic chest? Or curse? Yes, I've been told your affliction. Can you will the wound to open? No? That's a shame. Do you know of other cases like this? In 4671, a Mendevian army corporal had all his bones and cartilage turned to glass. 4700, a scribe of Canebras had all her skin simply come away like she'd been boiled. And in 4638, oh, you don't happen to have insects crawling over you? Locusts? No? Rats, perhaps? No? Too bad. Oh, wait, do you think it's dangerous? Most likely is dangerous, but you're under the protection of Iomedae, Commander. She granted you mythic powers, as they say. Surely the Inheritor would not leave you to face this alone. Have you perhaps noticed that the wound opens at moments when you waver in your faith? Perhaps it's triggered by doubt. Okay, thank you for your answers. Tell me yourself. I can tell you so many amazing things, and you chose the most boring one of all. But all right, about myself then. How did you come to serve Queen Galfrey? I was a slave in Lord Axelar Trexbot in Isgar, my homeland. Oh, what a man he was. He towered over his fellows like a rock over a garbage heap. A true hero. He bought me as a simple secretary and even made me learn the history of the world wound. All of it, one volume after another. He hired tutors for me, even sent me to meet prominent historians. He didn't want a simple slave, but a slave with an impeccable education. Lord Tresbot was going on crusade. He firmly believed the servants of good gods were weak, and only the followers of Asmodeus could stand against the demon invasion. He took me along as a secretary historian, and most importantly, trusted me with recording his glorious story for future generations. In his crusade, Lord Tresbot performed many brave feats, but even he could not stand against the world wound alone. In his final battle with the demons, when my lord realized his doom, his final act was to cover my retreat so I could tell the world of his great deeds. Some people have said that he was not heroic, just an arrogant moron puffing himself up one last time, but I say curse their tongues. My difficult journey ended in Mendev, where I found my freedom, where I published Lord Tresbot's biography, and I don't want to boast, but who am I kidding? Of course I do. The book sold in great numbers, made me rather famous for a time. That's what brought me to the Queen's attention. She invited me to her court. After all, she was curious about my deceased lord, and she was in great need of an expert on the history of the world wound. I hope you find me useful as well. Do you worship any deity? When I was a slave in Isgard, they would beat me sick to force me into believing in Asmodeus. They hit me and said it's for my own good. Ever since then, I don't like temples. Fair enough. It's kind of where I'm at. I realize there are different gods like Desna or Caden who teach goodness and freedom, but it's just as soon as I smell frankincense, I see the slave driver's stick. Maybe one day I'll be able to turn to a deity without cringing from a blow or not being reverent enough, but for now, I'll let others pray for me. All right. I understand, not a big fan of temples and prayers myself, worshiping deities like choosing to become a slave. Sounds sincere, but he feels she's holding something back. That's fine. Could we please talk about something more cheerful? You see us touchy. All right. Oh, that's fine. We're good. Let's get out of here. We're trying to get on to the next bit of the story. And we've got a lot of dialogue, which isn't the world's most exciting sometimes. Crusader. We've got a name. We're in the title. Commander Knebber still stands. Thanks to you, but you'll have to double your guard. Your Eminence places a target on your back and there are assassins about. Killing a high-ranking Crusader would bring a demon far more prestige than killing a common soldier. Not long ago, I stymied a few of the Spinner of Nightmares attempts on lives of influential Crusaders, so I know what I'm talking about. Do you know anything about a Pathfinder named Finian Dismar? Dismar. I've definitely heard the name before. Of course you have. I'm a Pathfinder too. That's her sword. So you're the chief in these lands now. What about Lady Aubrey? When I left for the wound, she had just taken up the position. I'm afraid Aubrey perished during the Third Crusade. Yes, now I remember. Finian Dismar went missing in the wound at the end of the Second Crusade. His name has been on the list of the fallen for a while. Here I am, live and well. Writing your list, I'm back, and soon I'll file a detailed report about everything that happened to me. I knew it was a misunderstanding, but now everything will turn to normal. I need to write to my folks. They probably think I'm dead too. Poor lad. But such is the fate of a Pathfinder. We face the unknown, but sometimes the unknown wins, or our mind cannot take it. Which influential Crusaders did you save from the Spinner of Nightmares? I'd been hunting the Spinner of Nightmares for over a year. My agents, by that time I created a proper network, reported to me that she'd returned to Narrowshin. I immediately suspected that she was planning a great atrocity. By the time I learned all too well that the Spinner was the master of illusions and charms, that's why I never left the house without this. Takes a monocle from his pocket and puts it on his eye. This is the eye of truth that allows me to see through illusions. My friends got it from the priests of Nethys. However, neither this monocle nor my network of agents were adequate to prevent the attacks and were nearly too late. The Spinner of Nightmares decided to strike at the Cruciform Cathedral. They had gathered to celebrate the victory of the First Crusade. It was a great holiday, and there was a lavish ceremony at the cathedral. An influential priest, Anthocletus, was in charge of the festivities. They were intending to crown him with a tiara and the symbol of high status, but the sacred tiara had been replaced. The Spinner obtained an Incutilus, a sentient and rather ominous cephalopod from the other end of the world. She'd raised it from an elver and trained it carefully, and she cast illusion on it so that everyone would see it as a tiara. The moment its shell was placed on Anthocletus' head, the cephalopod would release its tentacles and penetrate the priest's skull. Its poison would seep into his brain and would seize control over Anthocletus' dead body. Fortunately, we were able to stop the madness in time. I spotted the Spinner of Nightmares in the crowd, chased her down, and we ended up crossing swords on the roof of a cathedral. I nearly defeated her, but she fled upon a great stallion, which was able to run across the air as if it were on ground. I was so close to catching her. She suffered a setback, but I let her escape. I need brave and experienced fighters. 18,000. All right. All right. Well, we'll have to wait. No, so somebody else that could give us troops. Horses. How long have we been going? I think we'll probably stop it here. We've still got some more talking to do around the base camp. We need to talk to whoever the cleric is. We need to still figure out what the heck we're doing. We've got some eagle. There's Ember. Nenio. It's an honor. Great. We'll be back and do some more next time. Thanks for watching, guys. Thumbs up, thumbs down. Don't forget to subscribe. We'll be back with some more Pathfinder, Wrath of the Righteous, as we try to figure out the Crusades. Cheers.